Huddy Sports presents a live Huddy production. Keep up to date, huddysports.co.nz.
Blocked drains, leaky pipes, don't let plumbing problems sideline your day. Call the team, Mike Pinfold Plumbing and Drain Laying Limited. Mike has been our sponsor since the very beginning, from quick fixes to full renovations. He's got the tools, the team and the know-how to get the job done right. First time, every time. Local, reliable and always on time. That's how Mike plays the game. Find Mike Pinfold at Pinfold Plumbing at extra.co.nz 027 430 4351. Mike Pinfold Plumbing and Drain Laying Limited. Also Google Mike Pinfold Plumbing and let the pros handle the flow.
Hi, Gavin Murphy here
And Cassie Murphy.
from G and Higton Funeral Directors.
Don't leave it up to someone else to tell your story. Do it now when you can enjoy being part of the conversation.
With a prepaid funeral, you can have music, readings and venue all chosen by you.
For your free funeral planning pack with everything you need to get started, go to our website at gnhickton.co.nz/pre-planning.
The Huddy Hui. Huddy Sports captivating sports show. The Huddy Hui covers Wellington Club Rugby as well as other sporting topics of debate. Tune in on YouTube during the rugby playing months as host Brad Hudson interviews rugby players and other sporting personalities across the Wellington region and the rest of New Zealand. Catch the Huddy Hui streaming on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, YouTube and wherever good yarns are heard. The Huddy Hui live on Huddy Sports. Here at Huddy Sports, we love a good game plan. And when it comes to travel, our go-to is Louise Reddy from New Zealand Travel Brokers. Whether it's a sports tour, a family break, or that bucket list trip, she'll get you there stress-free with all the best deals around. She's local, she's experienced, and she backs the game like we do, and she's a great supporter of Huddy Sports. Look up Louise Reddy at louisereddy.nztravelbrokers.co.nz or email louise@louise.reddy@newzealandtravelbrokers.co.nz. Travel smart and travel like a pro.
duos like...
Having the last word.
Hi, Gavin Murphy here.
And Cassie Murphy.
And with G and Hickton Funeral Directors, you can. With a prepaid funeral plan, you can make it as relaxed or as formal as you like, with music, readings and venue all chosen by you.
Let our family care for your family. For your free funeral planning pack with everything you need to get started, go to gianhickton.co.nz/pre-planning.
Blocked drains, leaky pipes, don't let plumbing problems sideline your day. Call the team, Mike Pinfold Plumbing and Drain Laying Limited. Mike has been our sponsor since the very beginning, from quick fixes to full renovations. He's got the tools, the team, and the know-how to get the job done right. First time, every time. Local, reliable, and always on time. That's how Mike plays the game. Find Mike Pinfold at Pinfold Plumbing at extra.co.nz 027 430 4351. Mike Pinfold Plumbing and Drain Laying Limited. Also Google Mike Pinfold Plumbing and let the pros handle the flow. Here at Huddy Sports, we love a good game plan. And when it comes to travel, our go-to is Louise Reddy from New Zealand Travel Brokers. Whether it's a sports tour, a family break, or that bucket list trip, she'll get you there stress-free with all the best deals around. She's local, she's experienced, and she backs the game like we do, and she's a great supporter of Huddy Sports. Look up Louise Reddy at louisereddy.nztravelbrokers.co.nz or email louise@louise.reddy@newzealandtravelbrokers.co.nz. Travel smart and travel like a pro. Tēnā koutou katoa, no mai, haere mai, and welcome to Rugby League Park for the big one. It is the Paasi Memorial Trophy Final for 2025. It is the top of the charts, Petone up against Northern United. Both these teams coming off big semi-final wins. Petone being Marist St. Pat's 95 points to 5 last week, and Northern United beat Oriental Rongotai 62-7. This here, club finals day for the women here at Wellington's home of rugby, Rugby League Park. Joining me in commentary yet again today is Fusi Fianati, the Hurricanes power and the Wellington Pride head coach. Fusi, your thoughts on today's final?
Yeah, afternoon, Brad. Very excited to be able to watch this game this afternoon. These are the two teams that have led the competition throughout. We've got a sprinkling of players who've already played Super Rugby and players that are on the cusp of other layers of the game.
And of course, Petone out on the team field now, led out by their co-captains Kira Sewer-Smith and Lavinia Leah, who was on the Huddy Hui on Wednesday. What a character she was. She has to tell off the club chairman Hayden O'Toole as he
rang her during the broadcast and it disrupted her internet. Our referee team today is Ben Van Berkel. He's a premier referee here in Wellington, and he'll be assisted by Greg Shaw and Monique McCarthy. Well known here, used to be called Monique Daly until she got married, and she's a police officer and has been in the New Zealand setup over the years as well. Petone, coached by Shannon Nightingale, Fred Ferretti and Eugene Smith. They're the champions from last year. They played that Te Paasi final against Oriental Rangatai last year, Fusi Fianati. Mason was the commentator for that game, and he lost his voice. It went to extra time. That's how physical that game was last year.
Yeah, what a game of rugby that was last year. Went right down to the wire, and two teams again that really went after each other. So we're looking forward to seeing a repeat of that, and looking at the players that are out on deck in both teams. Really excited to be able to see the brand and quality of rugby that will be on display.
Looks like we're going to have a bit of mind games here, as it is nearly 2 minutes till kick-off, and Northern United is still yet to come out of the changing rooms. These two teams played each other in the regular part of the Te Paasi season. It was a 31 points to 12 win for Petone that day out at Jerry Collins Stadium, but the opening half hour of that final was a physical encounter. There were no points scored. And then in the Rebecca Luiana Trophy round, it was 39 points to 26 for Petone. But as we saw in the final before in the Izzy Ford Cup, is that the team that actually goes unbeaten loses the final, and Wainuimata did that against Parramatta Plymerton. What a game that was.
Yeah, it's all on when it comes to finals rugby. You know, the records beforehand don't matter for much. It's all on the day and who's wanting to go after the contest.
So Northern United on the field now. They have won 14 Te Paasi Memorial Cup titles. Petone, 3 of them, 1993, 1994, and then 2024. And one Izzy Ford Cup to their name in 2017. Can they go back to back here, Petone? They've got a healthy crowd out here, and there's a big crowd of the Northern United supporters. Ben Van Berkel gets this match underway, and as Letitia Bully-the-Cow, that gets us underway. She kicks it towards the 22. Picked up there by the halfback, Maui Kamavasai. 10 outside the 22 now. Expect this to be a real physical match, folks. In particular, Irene Landon Lane. She is the top point scorer in the competition. 169 points for the season for Northern United. Here's Bully-the-Cow playing centre today. Fullback last year in the final. Kicks it through and picked up well there by Nina Sutherland. Bouncing over Bully-the-Cow. This is what Petone like to do. They like to run it around. And let's see if they can do that today. Millie Mackey, who played her Blazer game last week, gives it off to Swinky, Angel Swinky, as they are now 12 away. Ooh, low pass picked up by the ever-ageless Jackie Patea-Ferretti. She kicks it through. That has been picked up by Harmony Kautai. Harmony Kautai scraped to the ground and is into the hands of Patea-Ferretti. And Jackie Patea-Ferretti has the first try of the final.
Yeah, what a great start from Petone. The continuity factor and the skill work from the Petone girls. And in particular, being able to field the pressure work from the exit from Norths at the start of that process.
Oh, Jackie Patea-Ferretti might be a female version of Benjamin Button. She said she's retired from professional rugby, but she can still play rugby, folks. She set that try up with that kick.
She's an amazing athlete, amazing human being, and one hell of a leader. You're retired to make a comeback. I'm sure we can force that issue.
Yes, I'm sure you're going to twist her arm after the game, Fussy. Here's Bully-the-Cow. 133 points in the competition this year. 3rd overall. Product of that rugby factory that is St. Mary's. Bully-the-Cow. Oh, that is a beautiful kick. And that has gone through. And so early in this match, opening 2 minutes, Petone ahead 7 points to 0. And Northern United, well, they've got to be mindful about these electric backs for the ponies. Of course, earlier today, Izzy Ford Cup, Parramatta Plymerton winning that one. Restart. Oh, it's a bit of a shocker there for Northern United. Rolls out into the touchline, western side, short of the 10-metre mark. So we'll come back for the first scrum, and it will be in a Petone attacking scrum centre field. Now, this is going to be an epic battle, between these front rowers today. Swinky, Tangi Tutu, Leah up against Finau, Paige Miski, and Dora Lapola. Haven't we missed her in Wellington Rugby for a long time, Dora Lapola. Been known as the steamroller. Used to bash the opposition out of the way every time she had the ball. Fed in by Millie Mackey. Oh, she's had a fumble. And Northern United are going to have the scrum feed. This 4 metres inside Petone's half.
There's an interesting heel from Petone. There was a bit of pressure that come on from Norths and probably forced the issue around Petone being able to get the ball out really quickly.
Millie Mackey, her father is Mo Mackey. Well known in Eastern Suburbs Rugby. He was up there last week at the clubhouse in Petone. Did a speech, recognition of her blazer, and he was wearing his blazer as well, which was a Wellington X-Men blazer. Mo Mackey, well known in Wellington Rugby circles. Here it is, fit in by Moe Komafasai. The halfback gives it out to Landon Lane, who boots this down and gains good metres, but hasn't found touch. Here's Kira Sewer-Smith, and she can be electric, folks. She's playing fullback for Petone. Play first 5 as well. Big high pass out to Waifua. And Northern United up to the task now on defence. Here's a big hit there by Whanau Basin. And it's a penalty against Northern United for not rolling away. And it looks like might have been Lord's Waifua that was penalised there for not rolling away at the breakdown. Of course, Northern United women's team, remember the final here back in 2021, or 2022, where they absolutely destroyed Marist St. Pat's that day. And Marist St. Pat's had a pretty strong season. Norths are one of those teams, Fussy, if they can get an ascendancy and they get the physicality going their way, they are hard to stop.
Yeah, if they can get their tails up and get their physical game going, then they'll be a handful for Petone today.
Penalty for a high tackle. They take it quickly through Gold. There's Bully Vakau out to Sewer-Smith. She's got how many Kaltar she needs. Sewer-Smith cuts open, dragged out. Bully Vakau 6 metres away from the line. 10 in from the grandstand touchline. Now they're going through. Gold again. It's a low pass. Oh, it's gone backwards. Lavina Leah to pick it up. And it's out to the lock. Suato lower. And is that ball down? Try has been awarded. And try time again for Petone.
Yeah, really impressive the way that Petone are going forward at the moment. And once they go forward, they then go to the spaces that are available out on the edges. The North girls need to find some composure here, and at the moment they're coming up a couple of errors that have caused the opportunity for Petone to go at them.
Tia Brown, the try scorer. 3 tries this season. She made her debut for the Ponies in 2023 against Marist St. Pat's. She scores the 2nd try of the match.
Brad, the players that we thought would have an influence on the game have certainly put their hands up pretty early, with Latia playing a part, and then Kira Smith, who's injected herself into the game really early, which could be dangerous signs for North.
So, Latia Bulutha-Kau. 1 conversion to her name so far. Healthy distance. Unfortunately, falls short, so the score remains 12-0. Petone ahead of Norths. A healthy lead at the moment, but that can change very quickly. It was a great scenes a few weeks ago when Sunita Lavave played her 200th game for Northern United. What a servant she's been for women's rugby. The restart secured by Petone. Out to Lavina Leah. Oh, she bundles the Northern United defender out of the way. Lavina Leah loves hitting into the opposition rather than climbing ladders. He was a bit scared of that last week. Here's Mackie. Out to Gold. Gold takes it into contact. North's getting over the top of the ball there. Have they got the penalty? They have. Excellent work there by Northern United. And they get the penalty, and that was the effort there of Maui Kamafasai getting over the top. Line out into touch. Just inside the 22, so an attacking line out here for Northern United. Secured by North, so a little bit messy. Now centre field. Here's Dora Lapola! And she rumbles towards the 22. Into the hands of Landon Lane. What can she do? She can create stuff out of nothing. Here they go. Oh, it's been knocked on. That time there by Finau. And will come for the scrum. A Tony scrum inside the 22. We're just seeing what Norths are capable of there, Fussy. They can get those big forwards going like the Polar. They are dynamite.
Yeah, they're physical in their carries, and they certainly attract a lot of defenders, which might mean that they're short in spaces out in other areas. Credit to Petone, though, they withstood the attack, the early attack from Norths, and looking now to exit out of the 22.
So, Millie Mackey. Northern United get the scrum. And that time there, Lavina Leah was penalised there. Knee onto the ground.
It's a big statement from the North's pack, and probably something that'll help to settle their nerves down as they get into this contest.
That line out moves ever so close. They're on the 5x5. Northern end. Oh, they go short. Oh, but they've locked it on. But the option was there. The Villagers have decided to advance this further, if they can. Still playing on that advantage. Madison Gold driven back into the end goal. Referee Van Berkel said we'll come back for the knock-on. And so a scrum here for Petone. Still inside their own 22. 10.5 minutes gone here. 12-0 the score in the Te Paasi Memorial Cup final for 2025. An hour ago, we saw the conclusion of an epic final between Parramatta Plymouton and Wainui Armada. It was 5-0 at half-time to Wainui, but Parramatta Plymouton tried late in the game to give them 17 points to 13 win. Defending champions last year in the Izzy Ford Cup with Parramatta Plymouton. Oh, look at this Northern United scrum. This is damaging. And he's elected it to play his Van Berkel. They're just short of the chalk. Here's the ball. Into the hands of Laupola. Battle stations here for the Ponies. Northern United hot on attack. They pick and go. Can they ground the ball? Now they take it out to the backs. Oh, crashing through! Big try there for Northern United, and that gets them into this contest. And it is Kohu that comes up trumps with the try.
A good passage of play from North. They're certainly playing to their strengths at the moment. That set piece is going to be a really a big influence on how the outcome of this game comes at the end.
Their second try of the season for Kohu. It'll be Landon Lane to line up this conversion attempt. If successful, it will be 171 points. The women's competition this year. I get the feeling here, we'll see this is going to be a very high scoring game.
Yeah, they're both highly skilled teams, and one's probably going to really try to impose themselves physically, but at what cost to the ability to last the 80 minutes.
Conversion successful, 12-7 the score. 13 minutes gone here at Rugby League Park in this Paasi Memorial Trophy final for 2025. And isn't it great also, Fossey, that the president of the Wellington Rugby Football Union is here. First woman president, Rebecca Luiana, who's the first round the trophy is named after. Great to see a woman as the president of the Rugby Football Union.
So I said hello to Rebecca before, and she's so excited about the opportunity to see women's rugby on display.
So knocked on at the restart there by Northern United in the 22. And I don't think Petone will be liking to have a scrum against them at the moment after they got demolished down their end.
I totally agree with you, Brad. One area that Petone certainly have the ascendancy is the ability to open the game up and create spaces, attack. But if they go into a frontline battle, it could be an interesting day.
So Millie Mackey with the ball in hand. Feeds it into the scrum. That's a bit of Petone's scrum. Get the Purettes playing as the call from Van Berkel. Gold gives it out to Sutherland. Knocked backwards is the call, and Bully the Cow elects to continue to play. She's been held on by Kohu. They're into the 22, centre field now. Both teams here to play in the hands of Basin. Now they stretch it out through the forwards. Good work here by Northern United. Nearly getting the counter-rack. Here's Lavina Leah, just short of the line. Still going, they pick and go. Crashing towards the line. Metre short of the chalk. Mickey looks for the options. Back to Lavina Leah! And Lavina Leah scores for Petone, their third try of the final.
Yeah, there's power in both teams, and both teams are certainly playing to their strength at the moment. Great work from Latia earlier to be able to get some leg drive and be able to go forward and create the go forward opportunity for Petone.
Lavinia Leah is our guest on the Huri Hui this week. Made her debut for Petone in 2017 versus Huddle Boys Marist. She has a rugby league background. That's her third try of the season.
There's some great work around the tip-on from Fonal Besson, and then clean out, and then she had the next carry. There's a girl that's just turned 16, and here she is being exposed to senior women's rugby. Obviously a great pedigree when you have a look at the two brothers who both play for the Hurricanes, Vernon and Masesi, and then his sister Talpo, who's just got a contract to play for the Blackbeans. What a talented family.
There's Bully the Cow. Was one of those players you selected last year for the Wellington Pride. She still at school as well, I think, from memory.
Latia's out of school now, first year out of school. But definitely these young girls that came through the system are now showing just how much they can influence the game of rugby at the next level.
So conversion was unsuccessful. 17 points to 7 the score. 16 and a half minutes gone here. And the Paasi Memorial Cup final for 2025. Wellington Rugby would like to acknowledge their sponsors, Etufano, Paladin, Brendan Ford Supersite, R80 Rugby, and also services of NZCIS up there in Trentham. Greg Shaw, the assistant referee today, refereed the Izzy Ford Cup final. Did a good job. Gave out 2 yellow cards as well. Secured by Fua. Here's Lavinia Leah. Rashing forward. She actually doesn't remember anything about last year's Paasi final. She got knocked out. And at the end of extra time, she thought that Ori's had won. And it was Monica Tungawai there to tell her, no, we actually won. Holding on is the call, a penalty here for Northern United, and look for them to plug this to the corner.
Yeah, it's been a couple of great turnovers from Leah Connolly, a veteran who's been around for a while, who's tough and uncompromising in that breakdown area.
Yeah, she's over 100 points for Northern United. She made her debut back in 2014. Still playing as Leah Connolly. Hidden by Paige Miskey, but knocked on there by Northern United. Tony been driven back towards their own try line. Still playing under that advantage. But obviously the original advantage had finished and it's been knocked on by Petone. And Norths are going to have an attacking scrum. And if we saw what we saw last time, Paasi with that dynamic scrum from Northern United, see that happen again.
This is great field position for Norths to be able to play to a strength area.
17-7 the score, 18 and a half minutes gone here in the Te Paasi Memorial Trophy final. See the arms folded figure in the background of Eugene Smith. He was part of the Petone men's team back in 2005 that won the Jubilee Cup. And they had a reunion during their Old Timers weekend a month ago. Petone come close a few times, but they haven't won it since. Here's a good rolling try. And, oh no, referee Van Berkel has ruled an obstruction. So no try. Petone take it quickly through Millie Mackey. Madison Gold out to Bully the Cow. This is risky play, but they don't mind running the ball. And here they go, Petone running freely as Sutherland, advancing towards halfway, catching Northern United. This is like touch rugby at the moment. Petone brought down 5 inside Northern United territory. Millie Mackey reaching in. Out to the fullback, Sue Smith. Smashed at a good tackle. And we're going to have time off here as one of the players is looking a bit worse for wear. Looks like one of the Northern United players. Well, Jackie Partia-Ferretti just having a word with Van Berkel about something.
When you're a veteran like Jackie, it's able to be a bit free sometimes.
We're back underway. I think Van Berkel was a bit concerned for the Northern United player, but she's back on her feet. Well, that was a excellent break out of the 22 before by Petone, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was just going to say their ability to be able to look up and be aware of where the spaces are and how the opposition are moving.
So Petone scrum. 12 inside the grandstand touchline. Oh, Northern United have hooked the ball back. And they've got it. Landon Lane. Back out to Kohu. And knocked on by Northern United. But got a sense of the opportunity there for Norths.
Yeah, just a shame because they had young Brooke Jones out on the left edge for Norths. And she's an exciting prospect looking forward for women's rugby. Not just in Wellington, but at the next levels up. Be interested to see how she goes this year. Really good that you mentioned Eugene Smith earlier, Brad. Great to be able to see the men who are injecting themselves into the women's game, being able to support it. And you know, Shannon Nightingale and the great job he's done in women and girls rugby here in Wellington, both with St Mary's and Petone Rugby Club.
So, fit in. Mackey, oh, this is a good scrum here by Petone, but it's ruled unplayable. And so Van Berkel will reset the scrum. Paige Miskey is another one that's been around Wellington rugby women's scenes for a long time. Another Pride player. Made her debut back in 2019 against Maris St. Pat's.
Still quite young as Paige and got a lot of versatility. She can play in all three positions in the front row.
Well, here we go. Buildup. Back out to Harmony Kaltai. Buildup gets the ball from her in the offload. Mackie reaching in. Oh, they cut through. And North's counter-ruck. Excellent work there by Northern United. They push forward further. Right up into halfway now. 4 in from the grandstand touchline. Northern United looking to get... Oh, ripped out by Swinky. Out to Patia Ferretti. Jackie Patia Ferretti brings it down centre field on the 10-metre mark. Big run here by Riker. Big pass out to Gold. Bounces in front of Tia Brown with the first try of the final. Rakaya Suataloa has locked that ball on. And Northern United will have the scrum feed. About 6 outside their own 22.
Great initial turnover from the counter ruck from Anaya Strossets Lake. She seems to be holding her shoulder at the moment.
Right, here we go. Scrum coming together. Can feed this in as Maui Kumafasai. Tony looking to try and turn, but it comes out in time. Landon Lane, a big almighty heave down the field. It bounces in front of Sue Smith. And Sue Smith looks. Oh, glides through. Tries to get around her opposite number. Sliding through again. And this has been turned over by Northern United. So Petone not getting enough players there in support. Now it's fired back to Landon Lane, who kicks it down again. Chasing back after it is Millie Mackey. Oh, this is a mighty kick. This could be a 50-22. We wait to see the decision of Monique McCarthy. Oh, actually, it's, 50-22, Northern United ball. Good kick there by Landon Lane. Oh, good work here by Northern United at the line out. Now Petone under pressure inside their own 22. Oh, they've got them stretched here if they can get it out. Kohu tried to crash through. Lapola acting halfback. Landon Lane gives it out. Oh, this is enterprising play here by Northern United. And they're in the corner for their second try.
Yeah, it came up from a botched line out where Leah Connolly was able to secure it at the back of the line out and then be able to build a couple of phases and play forward. But what Norths has shown there is they've got the ability to be able to stretch the defence and push the ball to the edges as well. Came off the back of a really good kick from Arini Landon Lane. She's really matured in her game with her kicking, understanding both why she's kicking and where to kick to has been really good to see that improvement.
Here's the conversion attempt by Landon Lane. Conversion short of the post, so the score remains 17 points to 12. 27 minutes gone here.
See Nina Poesi on the far sideline who's running water for Norths. Interested to know what was the situation with her non-selection this week. She had been away with Manusina for the previous 3 weeks.
An opening blockbuster start here for both teams. High scoring start to this final. Latia Bulithakau with the restart. Kicks it towards the western touchline outside the 22. Regathered by Northern United. I'm just getting that feeling at the moment that Northern United have got something up their sleeve here. They're starting to get a bit of a momentum. Oh, it bounces awkwardly for Sue Smith. And it comes up well for Brooke Jones, who's fourth in the air and rush, best and fairest at the moment as the fullback for Northern United, winning that battle there against her opposite number. Advantage being played. Northern United over the 10-metre mark now. Crashing forward. Momentum all in favour of Northern United at the moment as Miski charges forward. Tony getting over the top, but no advantage there as we'll come back for the original infringement.
There's some big collisions out there, Brad, today. Some big powerhouses in both picks.
So kicked into touch here by Landon Lane.
Really good kick chase from Brooke Jones to be able to put Kia Smith under pressure off that good kick from Marlene Landon Lane.
Secured, and they look to drive it into the 22. Tony getting the numbers there. Tony trying to push them over towards the western touchline. They've been told to get back. And there's a penalty. Offside call there. Into the 22 and look for them to plug it into the corner. Landon Lane does so. We're 15 away from the try line though, so still a bit of metres for Northern United to make up. Well, went for the short option, but Petone onto it. And it's a double blast to the whistle. And Lavina Leah has been called out here by referee Van Berkel. Knowing what Ben's like, he likes giving out the cards, I can tell you that.
Been good to see Norths have built up the momentum of getting back into the game through those two tries that were scored. Certainly Ardini Lane is starting to pull the tricks in the game.
Here's Dora Lapola! 2 metres short of the line. They're hot on attack, Northern United. Brown picks and goes. And Petone under pressure. Right on their try line. And they go out wide again. It's the second try there for Kohu. And we're levelled up here at Rugby League Park. 17-all with the conversion to come.
Norths have done a great job of getting back into this game off the boot of Arlene Lane, who's putting the ball in front of her pack at the moment. And with that pack and the way that they're looking to dominate the collision areas, I'd certainly be looking to put the ball in front of them as much as we possibly can.
Third try of the season. Northern United looking to go ahead for the first time in this match with this conversion. 17-all. They need to ponder for the Ponies in their own end goal. Conversion attempt by Landon Lane. All short, so it remains 17-all. We've just got about 8 minutes to go in this first half of the Te Paasi Memorial Trophy Final at Rugby League Park. Of course, Wellington Rugby like to acknowledge Etu Whānau, who are the main sponsors of club rugby here in Wellington. And also they like to acknowledge Brendan Foot's Super Site, who support the club rugby competition as well here in the Wellington region. Leather Cow Let's play back underway. Looks to plug that corner again. Oh, good work here by Northern United. The restart's going well for them. Oops, kick by Landon Lane. Out to Sua Smith. This time better at the ball. Gives out to Bully the Cow. There we go. The Richter scales go up as Bully the Cow. The pendulum rises. Millie Mackey. Oh, she's under pressure. But Northern United giving away the penalty. Obstructing there.
Yeah, Petone looking to slow the game down and get some control back into this game for them. Norths have got their hit tails up at the moment. Unlucky there from that player. I thought she did a really good job of making a tackle, finding her feet, and then contesting the position legally.
Well, it hasn't found touch. Oh, it's in the lift of the leg. Harmony Kotai could be in a bit of trouble here. She acknowledges to Van Berkel that, and yep, shows her a number as well.
It'll be an interesting call for the rest of this first half, because with Norths having some confidence in their game at the moment, for Petone to go one short.
So, after consulting McCarthy, Van Berkel comes to his decision. Well, and there's going to be no card, much to the relief of the Petone fans. I think that was well officiated there too as well.
Yeah, we want to see a good contest. So if we can keep all the players on the field, that's good. And good managing of making sure the player knows we're on obligations to the safety of the game.
And a free kick there against Northern United at the line-out time. So Millie Mackey is short of halfway on the 15-metre mark. Gives it out to Lavinia Leah, and she crashes through. But Tony want to get that lead back to the hands of Emma Brown. Fast-paced game by the Ponies. Northern United looking to shut them down. And they've been penalised. And excellent work there by Kohu, who's having a blinder of a game. Excellent work there by the second five for Northern United.
Yeah, the Petone ball carriers are going to the ground really early. Because they're going early, they're not getting their support players there to support them around cleaning the threats out. Credit to North though, they've done a great job of seeing the opportunities and being able to steal the position back.
And of course, the player of the most valuable player in the final, there is the Dawn Patalisio medal on the line today. The Wellington Senior competition first began in 1990, and a personality who loomed large over the competition for nearly 3 decades was Dawn. 2021, her contribution was officially acknowledged with the medal for the player of the final. So that is also on the line today. Play for Northern United as well. Oh, nearly intercepted there. And picked up there by Sabrina Brown. Lavinia Leah trying to get over the top, but Norths, they're sniffing for another try! Looking through! The fullback, Brooke Jones, just brought down. Oh, they've got the numbers here if they can get it out. Oh, they've been bundled into touch. That time there, Lake was bundled into touch. And Petone survive a Northern United incursion.
Yeah, and also certainly playing with a lot of confidence at the moment, and the more they keep the ball in hand and go forward, they're causing all sorts of problems for Petone.
Massive line out here for Tangi Tutu. And it's a free kick against Northern United. Punching outside the 22 now. Tony finding it tough after a blitzing start. In this half. Oh, it bounces awkwardly again. And having to chase back after it is Tia Brown. the 14s in this game with the surname Brown. And off their feet is the call, but Van Berkel wants it on the mark. 17 all. About 3 minutes to go in this first half. It's lived up to the hype. There goes Emma Brown. Takes it 10 metres outside the 22. Atia Ferretti out to Lavinia Leah. They wrap around her quickly. Slow coming. Lily Mackey having a hard time trying to get that ball out of the breakdown. Out Madison Gold. High pass to Sutherland. Sutherland looks for the one-hand offload. She potentially might be isolated here, but the reinforcements arrive in time. Harmony Kultai at acting halfback. Tony being driven back towards their 22 now. Here's Kultai. Kept her quiet so far in this match. Northern United player trying to roll out of the way. And it's a penalty here for Petone. Not rolling away is the call. And there's a Northern United player down injured. Play on is the call for Van Berkel. Here's Leah crashing forward, wrapped up by Kohu. Oh, couldn't keep it in. Couldn't quite see that one there. Was Brown. The pass was a little bit high there from Madison Gold. There's under 2 minutes to go, 17 all in this first half. And Northern United line out, 9 metres inside Petone territory. Preston touchline. Out to the back line they go. There's Dora Lapola. And Lapola gaining a good 10 metres that time. And they get the penalty, Petone. Holding on is the call. Now they look to go quickly again. Back out to the person that turned it over in Basson. Here's Bully the Cow. And they swarm around her quickly like a pack of bees. Leah again. Does a twirl. Brought down 16 in from the grandstand touchline. Right on halfway. High pass out to Bully the Cow. Oh, push back. And turned over by Northern United. Excellent work there by Moe Kumafasai, the halfback. And Northern United have a say to finish this first half. Dora Lopola nearly losing possession of the ball. It comes out Petone's side. And Petone have the ball. And there's players down for both sides at the moment. Who's going to take advantage? Jackie Paasi Ferretti. Big pass. Juggled there by Brown. And she sees an opportunity. And she cracks open down past halfway. Brought down 4 short of the 10-metre mark. It's slow coming and it's another penalty. And it looks like Dosseret Lake over the top getting the turnover. And Sue Smith is trying to plead case against Van Berkel.
Pretty exciting passage of play from both teams. Great to see Dosseret Lake and Brooke Jones' support over the top of that breakdown. Turn it over for the Norths.
Now Landon Lane continue to play. Now in the ball ground here as Dora Lapola is down, not looking too well. Norths definitely cannot afford to lose Dora Lapola. Secured by Conley. Landon Lane takes it forward through Sabrina Brown. They're 10 away from the 22. Dora Lapola is back, but she's still not looking 100%. Really lethargic after that last tackle. Petone trying to contest. They come through, and it's been turned over. And Petone have it. What can they do with it now? Norths are just swarmed around them on defence, making life difficult for the Ponies. And it's been knocked on by Petone. And that will be half-time here at Rugby League Park. And what an entertaining first half of rugby we have had here in the Te Paasi Memorial Trophy. It's anyone's game still, Fussy.
Yeah, really looking forward to the next 40 minutes with two teams that have still got a hand on the trophy at the moment.
Well, we'll take a bit of a breather here because we need it after that first half. We'll be back in 5 minutes for the second half. Welcome back, folks. Half-time coming to an end. 17-all here at Rugby League Park, and plenty to ponder for both teams. Northern United a bit slow out of the blocks in the first 15 minutes, but they've come storming back to level the scoreboard. Petone out to a flyer, but all's not going well as Norths have figured them out. So this will be interesting second half to see how both teams adjust to the different styles of play here in the second half.
Yeah, the tactics will be interesting, Brad, as to seeing how the game drivers are able to show us the signs around how they intend to play through this 40 minutes.
Well, Van Berkel checking with both captains. And he gets the second half underway. Into the 22. Buildup bangs it downfield. Straight into Paasi. Back to Brooke Jones, the electric fullback. Look at her go. They have to scrag her down. And over the top, they try to get Petone. And Northern United, this is the start they need. An electric burst of energy. Here's Landon Lane, ripped up by Buildup. Millie Mackey involved in there as well. Here's Kohu. Out they go. The fullback, Brooke Jones. Can Norths get the first scoring opportunity of the second half? Kohu again. Norths building nicely. As they look, here's Dora Lapola. Bit concerned for her at half time, but with her shoulder, but she's continued on. Landon Lane. Back out to Lavave. And Lavave, 10 metres away from the line. Petone having to put in a lot of tackles early. In the second half, here's Northern United. Brought down 2 metres away from the line. Now they take it out. Dora Lapola! Knee on the ground, they have to release, and she's knocked the ball on. Well, she got herself into a great position, but unfortunately, she couldn't hold on to the pill. And it's a 5-metre scrum for Petone. What a start by Norths.
Yeah, Norths have come out of the gates firing through the second half. And this is exactly what they need to do, especially against the danger of Petone. You can play through the 80 minutes.
No. Lavinia Leah having a good chat to Van Berkel.
Starting to see more involvement from some of North's expectors. Ardini Lane's taking the ball to the line, and Brooke Jones is certainly getting her ball and hands on the ball a lot more.
Oh, North's big scrum. Can Petone get it out in time? No, they don't. And Northern United have scored, have they? What's Van Berkel got to say? Let's have a look at our replay. See if we can pick it up. We look through. They're jumping up and down. They think they've got the tries being awarded. Northern United score early in the second half.
And also certainly stuck to their blueprint, getting their big ball carriers going hard into the Petone defensive line, and then being able to find more phases based off the ability to recycle the ball.
Fantastic work there by Northern United. They demolished that Petone scrum. And the Ponies don't have much answers at the moment. Here's Landon Lane. Version is unsuccessful, so score remains 22 points to 17. Well, for Petone, Fossey, what do they need to do? Because pretty much since the 15-minute mark, it's been all Northern United.
Yeah, Petone need to get their hands on the ball and just be able to control their position and make Norths go into breakdowns and make tackles. They're certainly beating them around the park.
No, Buildup. Bounces in front of Finau. And she brings it over the 10-metre mark. Free in from the grandstand touchline. Pass back to Landon Lane. Lavinia Leah couldn't charge that one down. Oh! No, play on is the call from Van Berkel. Here's Millie Mackey. She tries to kick it through, but unfortunately kicks it straight into Tuanalu. And Blue the Cow has to tidy up. Northern United just slamming this Petone defence. Slow coming for Millie Mackey. Here's Sue Smith. They need the magician to come up with something. Petone been driven back towards their own 10-metre mark now. It's a high pass there for Rakaya. 2 metres away from halfway. And turned over by Northern United. And Petone tried to counter-ruck. But Norths have got it back. Landon Lane bangs it down. Straight to Sue Smith. And the fullback steps and runs. And Sue Smith still gliding. And it takes 2 to bring her down. Still going here for Harmony Kautai. 29 tries in 2025. Yet to score one here today. And it's Te Paasi Memorial Cup final day. And anything can happen. Oh, Bully the Cow's knocked it backwards. And it's been knocked on, called eventually. And the physicality of this final for Norths is ever increasing.
Yeah, there's some serious intensity in the physical battles at the moment, Brad. At the moment, you have to get the advantage to Norths. Petone needs to settle themselves down and build some phases and get some field position as well and force Norths to make tackles in the red zone areas.
Well, that's a substitution for Dora Lapola. He battled through most of that first half with a shoulder niggle. Good to see her back in Wellington Club Rugby. Out they go. Landon Lane kicking towards Sue Smith again. Sue Smith does well. Beats the first tackler. Gets around the centre to Analu. Kicks it in field. And it's come off and gone into touch. And so it's going to be a Petone line out. Now that is what Petone need. A bit more of that attacking flair.
Yeah, it's an interesting kick straight from Landon Lane, which has kicked it straight to Sue Smith on 2 occasions. And you can see the danger of Sue Smith and the way she brings the ball back.
So Petone line out, secured by Faifua. Now they take it out to the backs. Gold. Sutherland out to Bully the Cow. And met and smashed by her opposite number, Tuanalu. There's just North's defenders everywhere. And Lavinia Leah looks to fend. She keeps fending a few away. And there's an advantage being played. And the penalty comes. And it's a double blast to the whistle. You can hear the crowd in the grandstand full of energy and cheer.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Leah Connolly was appreciating the attention to her face from Lavinia Leah.
Yes, and I think this could be overturned. So Greg Shaw in the action. Both captains are being called over. Well, it looks like the reaction of Lavinia Leah, it's going to be a turnover. And it is. So turned over and penalty for Northern United. I think that's just the sign of the frustration that Petone's facing in this match so far.
Yeah, Brad, I was just going to say Lavinia Leah being a co-captain probably needs to compose herself to be able to pull her team back into the contest.
So line out time.
You see the energy from the North girls as they run into that line out.
Oh, messy line out for Norths. And the Petone player put their hand up very quickly. Now they go out to the backs. Wrapped up well. Petone trying to get over the top, but to no avail. Chipped over through Landon Lane as it bounced nicely for her. Nearly it does. And picked up by Emma Brown. Slow coming. Scrolling down. And lost. And so Northern United just keeping Petone well and truly out of their own half. And it's going to be a scrum here for Norths.
You see the energy levels of the Norths girls is quite high. They're celebrating every opportunity that they get when they cause errors and put pressure on the Petone skills.
So Northern United scrum. 12 metres inside their own 22. 17 in from the western touchline. There's a big crowd of Northern United supporters, the Sea Blue. That's what you can hear in our atmosphere, Mike, is the supporters. They're on fire at the moment. Now they kick it downtown. Underneath it is Harmony Kautai. Who tries to fend off one. And they're being pushed back, Petone, and turned over by Northern United. And the pendulum is 100% the way of Northern United at the moment. Fending well. Norths with the composure at the moment. Now they take it out to the backs. They've got Petone stretched. Paasi marches it forward. And it's been knocked on by Norths. And Petone will have the scrum feed. 12 outside their own 22. Those opening 10 minutes has all been Norths.
Yeah, it's unlucky from Norths. They got some good go forward there and got the ball in some good areas where they isolated some defenders. Petone at the moment are doing a great job of holding on defensively at the moment. There's still only 5 points between the two teams, and we know that Petone will certainly play right throughout the whole 80 minutes. It's whether Norths can hang in this game and continue to put pressure on them.
Petone might be making some changes soon. New players warming up in the southern goal. Big scrum by Norths again. They get to Gold, Sutherland. Bully the cow skips out to Harmony Kautai. Come off the knee, so play on as the goal. Here comes Harmony Kautai! Could this the break that Petone need? She tries to fend off Jones. Throws it back in field. Norths pick up the scraps. And Northern United have the ball. Lavave. Met by her opposite number. Coming for Sai. Out to Baliko. And Northern United pressing forward through Lavave. Unfortunately, it's been knocked on. And it's going to be a scrum for Petone. 4 inside their own half. Finals rugby on fire at the moment.
Really good intent from Norths at the moment to keep the ball alive and keep looking for opportunities through the Petone line. But again, credit to Petone who are hanging in here. They haven't seen much of the ball in this half, but they're actually doing the work to stop Norths from getting any more momentum on the scoreboard at the moment.
So, another scrum. Petone have felt the full force of this Northern United forward pack today. 17 all at half time. After 12 and a half minutes, it's 22-17 to Norths. And it comes out for Northern United. Kohu smashes out of the way, Sutherland. Landon Lane finds some open pasture. And it rolls just short of the 22. And so Petone will have a line out just outside their own 22.
Yeah, I like what Landon Lane's doing here. She's keeping the ball in front of her pack, who is certainly playing with a lot of confidence at the moment. And this will force Petone to go to an exit strategy here.
Well, Petone get it from a messy line out. There's Gold. Oh, risky play. Out to Bully the Cow. Here's Sue Smith. Sue Smith. Here go the afterburners as she runs forward. One pass. Back out to Tia Brown. Can Tia Brown go all the way? Tia Brown, she's been chased out by Brooke Jones. This is the length for the field try. And Petone strike back to level it up. A brilliant run there, set up by Sue Smith. And Tia Brown has 2 tries in the final. 22 all with the conversion to come.
This is what Petone's capable of, Brad, and once they get the ball into the hands of the people that they know, that they're athletes, then they begin to put pressure into spaces that North has to chase to.
Under all sorts of pressure, Petone decided to run it out from deep in their own 22. Sue Smith and Brown setting up a spectacular length for the field try. The conversion is successful from Bully the Cow, and Petone are back in the lead. 24-22.
Be interesting to see how North bounces back from this and recollects themselves to go back to the dominance that they had once they had possession and they were moving forward.
Well, Kira Sue Smith, product of Sacred Heart, played for Wainuiomata in 2022, 7 games, and then moved out to Petone. And she was called into the Hurricanes power this year, wasn't she, Fussy?
Yeah, she played a couple of games, including a pre-season game, and made her debut at Super Rugby. And she's also off with the Black Ferns Development 15 wider training squad in a week's time. So certainly doing some really good things with their rugby at the moment.
Restart by Landon Lane, out to Lavina Leah, and she keeps those hands down this time. Here's Millie Mackey, fires it back to Bully the Cow. One bounce and into touch. I thought that was probably going to go out on the full, but one bounce it was. And Norths have a line out, 15 inside their own territory.
Yeah, we talk about momentum shifts in the game of rugby, and we're certainly seeing Petone now starting to get some ascendancy and getting back into this contest.
Hit in, but it's a free kick. It's not straight. And you mentioned momentum. It's now in Petone's favour. That'll be a test to see how Northern United adjust. Millie Mackey out to Jackie Paasi-Ferretti. Paasi-Ferretti crashes towards the 22. Centre field, knocked backwards by Lavina Leah. And they have to tidy up. Messy ball, but here we go, a good run. Back out again. Petone through 5-4. It's slow coming again. Here's Gold. A pass. Oh, Sutherland. She got one to beat. Sutherland crashes over. And Petone straight back in the lead. Even further. Nina Sutherland, her 5th try of this season.
Yeah, really good footwork there from Nia Sutherland, being able to step off her left side as she was moving to the right, being able to hold the ball in 2 hands and put the last line of defence under some pressure.
29-22. And the backs for Petone are starting to run around right. And Norths have got to adjust this momentum swing quickly.
Yeah, it's interesting. North is now, Petone have now looked to the areas that they know that they can start to catch in North skills as they begin to slow down and they're not able to fold and fill the spaces across the field defensively.
One of the North's players is on your screens there, looking a bit worse for wear. Her conversion for Bully the Cow, 31-22. I think that might be Leah Connolly that was getting a bit of attention to there, Fussy.
Yeah, it was. She's very important to the cause at the moment. She's been really influential in the breakdown area for Norths.
So Landon Lane with the restart. Was 22-17 after 10 minutes in the second half. Now all of a sudden, that's 33 points to 22. And Petone through Lavina Leah. Pressures towards the 10-metre mark. Fired back to Buildup. She tries that corner again. One bounce again. But we're coming back. As Van Berkel, I think, might have penalised Petone here.
Yeah, it's interesting off those restarts that Lyndon Lane's actually leaning the ball in the hands of some of the Petone big ball carriers, in particular Leah, and giving it back to her. I think the penalty's probably been reversed here, or something was said in the motion of the play.
He was having a bit of a word to the Northern United halfback, Kuma Paasi, and back chat. So just when North's had an opportunity to get back, they've been penalised. So Mackie back out to Lavinia Leah. Wrapped down. 12 inside. The grandstand touchline. And discipline being tested here for Petone. Tuanalu was penalised there. There's Jackie Patea-Ferretti. You wouldn't think that she made her debut for the Wellington Pride all the way back in 2006 and is still playing. Kick through by Sutherland. Chasing back after it is Brooke Jones. And Jones wrapped up by Millie Mackey. Fired back to Landon Lane, who kicks this safely into touch. And Petone will have the line out. Quick line out, actually. Decide not to go for the set piece. They take it in quickly. Here's Harmony Kautai. Gives it out to Buildup. And it's a penalty. As they come in through the side. Much to the relief of Northern United, Fussy.
Yeah, I like that Petone's trying to build tempo up and trying to force the issue with playing the game at a higher speed. But sometimes it's got to be done with a bit of control to look after.
Well, Leah Connolly's afternoon has come to an end and she is looking very sore, but she's put in a strong performance today.
Yeah, great servant of women's game in Wellington and great servant of the North's Rugby Football Club. So well done to her and her performance today.
Secured by Lake at line out time. Oh, it's a low pass back to Landon Lane. It's been ruled knocked backwards. And here they go. Here's Brooke Jones. Head back, running freely. And she slips through. 3 tackles that time. And she's still going. It's taken 3 Petone players to bring her down. Now this is Northern United's opportunity to strike back. Holberg. Just short of the 10-metre mark. Oh, one of the Sue Smith in the background was just holding her foot. That might be a key loss for Petone. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. Here's Landon Lane! She's got Patea to beat. She kicks it through. Is there going to be enough here? Dragged over the dead ball line. And it's going to be a goal line dropout for Petone.
There's still plenty left in this game. It feels like there's been 80 minutes of rugby already with all the excitement going on, but there's still 18 minutes to go in this game and plenty of time for both teams to really secure the opportunity to win the trophy this year.
So, goal line dropout for the Cow. Kicks it towards the 10-metre mark. Oh, Brooke Jones managed to avoid her players being offside. Here she goes again. She was the one that set up that big run. They can go. Oh, here we go. Northern United in the 22 now, building nicely. Lavave passes it off. 10 away from the southern try line. Big high pass. Oh, can they get it around here? Oli Cole tries. Still 12 away. Third try pending for Kohu. She's got 2 already, but she's brought down 5 away from the line. It's a penalty. Off their feet is the call. North's Landon Lane taps it quickly. Goes herself. Rolls out. Still there. Offloads it to a support player. You can see the ball there, folks. Are they over the top of the ball? Van Berkel looks. It's been turned over by Petone, and they've been pushed back into their 22. And it's carried back. And there's going to be a 5-metre scrum for Northern United.
Yeah, really exciting passage of play, and again you can see the swing and momentum. Norths have got the opportunity to get into the 22 through an invitation from Petone. But good work from Arini Lane down that right edge as well. Put the pressure in.
Well, if you're Norths, big scrum here now. What they've done inside Petone's 22, they could be under a lot of pressure. (31-22). 16 minutes to go. It's a better platform for Petone. It's a low pass. Had to come off a side. Paasi Ferretti trying to get over the top. Are they over the top of the ball? Petone, no, they're not. They try to counteract through. Millie Mackey involved. Petone defence. Can they keep them out? It's a high pass again. Landon Lane. Out Lavave. Oh, she could go herself. Oh, it's held up by Sue Smith. She might have stripped that too. She has, and it's a goal line dropout. And the little fullback does well against the ever-experienced Lavave.
Yeah, great work from the Petone girls there. They're withstanding a lot of pressure from the Norths team at the moment.
So, Bully the Cow. Restarts. Bounces for Jones. And she knows one thing only, and that is to run. Smacks into Millie Mackey. And Petone look to try and get over the top. But Lavave's got hands on the pill. The physical nature. And Northern United bringing the pressure. Goal being fended off by Ko. What a big fend. And Petone's defence has been heavily tested here now. Now they stretch it out to Analu. They're 10 inside the 22 now. Lavave up against the Young Bucks. Slowly gaining the metres, and it's been knocked on against Northern United. Very late call from Van Berkel. And it's going to be a scrum to Petone. 10 outside their own line, but they'll be worried about this Northern United forward pack.
This Norths pack's been relentless throughout the second half, other than the one breakout from Petone. They're certainly keeping themselves in the contest at the moment, still with plenty of time left on the clock.
So we just have time off here as Lavina Leah has a bit of attention. So Wellington Rugby would like to acknowledge their major sponsors for Club Rugby, Etufānau, who have been with us for a few years now supporting Wellington Club Rugby, and also to Brendan Foot Super Site, also supporting Wellington Rugby for another season. Also, we're coming up to finals rugby here in the Wellington region. There's a lot of trophies on the line. Chasing trophies, etching history. Of course, one of those on your screen today. You can see the shield to the left-hand side. The Swindale Shield has been presented to Oriental Rongotai men's team today. For the first time in their history, they have won the Swindale Shield. And they secured that last week with 2 rounds to spare. Also on Huddy Sports, and later part of July, we'll be bringing you the Jubilee and Hardham Cup finals from Kilburnie Park. Back underway here after the injury break. Petone scrum. Fed in, Norths look to turn, it collapses, and it's allowed to play on, said Van Berkel. Gold. Oh, penalty. That's a call from the assistant referee as the backs from Norths rushed up on the 5 metre mark at scrum time.
But I've liked the way that Millie Mackey's played today. She's certainly been at the forefront of a lot of their defensive work, where she's folded into the A-B area. But she's a lot more physical than she has been in previous seasons, which is really good to see from her this year.
Of course, there's a Petone player down in the background. The ball's been kicked into touch, and we're going to have time off again. Just trying to see who that is. That's down injured. Like it might be one of the props, I think.
Young Trelane Riker, the lock from Petone's, had a good game today for a young player. Still at school, I believe. Still at is it Paraparaumu College? Really bright future ahead for that young lady in the game of rugby.
So time is back on. Petone line out. Oh, they've gone to the front through Paasi Ferretti. Now they... Whoa! There was a risky pass, but it's come up trumps. And here goes Basin. Basin gaining good metres. 8 metres inside. Northern United Territory. Bully the cow. Sua Smith. Harmony Kotai! Look at her fly, folks. Harmony Kotai brought down into 22, and she's lost the ball on the ground. Still sitting on 29 tries for the season.
Yeah, great cover tackle from Brooke Jones there, who's done some really good work. The North's at the back of their defensive unit. Harmony Kotai on 29 tries. What's the club record? Do we know?
Oh, geez, that'd be worth to investigate. No doubt Club Rugby might know that one too.
Maybe Aisha Litiania with a lot.
Oh, yeah. You know, it'd be disappointing if Aisha Litiania in a club game didn't get more than 4 tries.
What a great season from Harmony Kotai with her amassing 29 tries in the clubs.
So, Northern Yard scrum, 10 out from their own try line. Northern end of Rugby League Park. Ooh, bit of a juggle, but they managed to get it out. Oh, Millie Mackey fended away. Good tackle that time there by 5'4". And Petone have got it back. It's been knocked on. Madison Gold. Out to Bully the cow. Sua Smith scores. And Petone extend their lead. And it is Sua Smith who flies over. 36-22 with the conversion to come. And with about 10 to go, that could possibly seal the win for Petone, but there's still a long way to go, Fussy.
Yeah, the work of the breakdown was impressive from the Petone girls to put North under pressure. North just couldn't exit off that set piece, and from there Petone was able to get the ball and be able to release it to the hands of their players that we know are very dangerous in space.
Sua Smith. 5th try of the season for her. Fullback today, but she can also play first 5.
Becky Patia Peretti's been impressive today in the way that she's led without being a leader. Just showing the qualities and the experience that she has in playing in the big games.
Now Jackie Patia Ferretti, Blackfern, number 170, 18 games, made her debut in 2012 for the Black Ferns against England. And she appeared last year on the Hurry Hui. You can go back and find that on our YouTube page and Spotify, episode 112. She was very nervous about coming on because she doesn't really want to talk about herself too much, but she spoke very humbly. And you can see why she loves the game of rugby so much. The restart by North, secured by Petone. 5 away from halfway. 5 back to Bully the cow, who puts up the high kick. Bounces in front of Brooke Jones. Gets around her opposite number. Clipped around the ankles by 5'4". It's been an epic final. Can Northern United find a way? It's been stripped out and picked up by Petone. Messi again. Play on is the call. Northern United have it. 3 minutes inside the half. Oh, was that knocked on? I think that a possible case for a penalty there. What do you reckon, Fussy?
Yeah, I was unsighted through that. I'll sit on the fence on that one.
Oh, it's an interesting one. Oh, we've just missed it there on our replay, so we couldn't see it there, folks.
7 minutes to go. You'd have to think North would need to be the next team to score to stay in this contest. You have to give Petone credit, though. They've withstood a lot of pressure in the second half, and they've been able to break out and get the moments that count.
So, big scrum here for Petone. And Northern United will need to win the ball back. A game that's had it all the swings and the changes of momentum. Advantage Petone, but only still. Norths can easily find a way back. Oh, big scrum by Norths, and they've got it back. So here we go. Landon Lang gives it out to the little halfback, coming for Sai, who'll pass it to Paasi, and they drag it a touch. And it's going to be a line out for Petone, and that is good defence. And you get the sense that the Villagers, they know the pressure they were under, but they've got a great team culture at the moment. And of course, Fussy, as we mentioned, you are a Pride coach. When do we expect to see a Pride squad named?
Monday will be when the squad is revealed. Very exciting. There's a lot of depth in Wellington.
Eagerly looking forward to that. Northern United with the ball. Up to the 22. They need to be the next team to score and score quickly. Here they go. Big run here by Paasi Swolga. An absolute legend of the game is Paasi Swolga. Van Berkel was about to put his arm out there, but it's a penalty the other way. Offside with Northern United. And just time off here as one of the North's players. I think there might be Paasi Swolga being a bit sore on the ground. And we'll take this opportunity, folks, to bring up the schedule for the Wellington Pride this season. Colour up and cheer loud and support the Wahine Toa at Porirua Park this season, also known as Jerry Collins Stadium. Of course, you mentioned earlier today, Fussy, the first game is away against Tasman and Nelson, I believe.
Yeah, we are travelling Perth, and then we'll be home on Sunday, 17th of August. We will play Otago, and we're looking forward to that one after last year's outcome. We'll look to reverse that.
Yes, exactly. That semi-final the Pride went down to, but that's a double header as well. With the Wellington Lions also playing at home that day. I believe they're playing Canterbury as well too. So, and with the North and South at Jerry Collins Stadium on the 17th of August. Low pass here for Petone. Into their 22. Electing not to kick it out. Buildup. Passing it out to Paulson. And unfortunately, they've knocked the ball on in contact. So Northern United will have the scrum. We've got 5 minutes to go here at Rugby League Park. And Norths are going to have to score very quickly to make sure they can wrestle back control and win this final.
Yeah, they're going to have to throw caution to the wind here. And, there's certainly no winners unless you're willing to take a risk or two. So the time almost up on the clock with only less than 5 minutes to go. Norths really needs to have a good crack at this opportunity.
Maria Chadwick on. Halfback for Northern United. Good game by Komafasai. Here's Landon Lane. Komafasai still on actually, but she's moved into the midfield. Stripped out of the tackle by Nina Sutherland. She's had a good game as the second five for Petone. Bully the Cow kicks it down. There's no one home here for Norths. Who's going to win the battle? Landon Lane gets back in time. Bully the Cow tries to get over the top. And enough North suppliers arrive in reinforcements. Tell that man with the hoodie to sit down. He's getting in our way. Oh, was that knocked on? Play on is the call from Van Berkel. Northern United still with the ball. They pass it back to Landon Lane. Driven back. Here's Lavave. She wants another title, but has she got isolated? Van Berkel said so. And looks like it is Sutherland again. They got over the top with the turnover there. And Petone, well, they're just going to have a good old tap and run. Here's Sua Smith. Sua Smith sliding through. Angelic Powers. Out to the lock by Kara. Can she give it out to Koltai? But unfortunately it's been knocked on. Norths continue to play under that advantage. And here they go through Lake. Flipped around. Trying to get over the top is Petone. They counteract through, but they've gone off their feet. Van Berkel says play on. It's been turned over. And Petone have lost it again into contact. And with 2.5 minutes to go, I don't know if that's enough time for Norths to get back into this final.
Petone have done a great job of managing this game. North certainly came out with a lot of intent, and they've made a great contest of this, where Petone could easily have run away with it. But you could see the class coming through the players that have certainly been exposed to higher levels of the game through their skills and their ability to be able to read the game. Been a really impressive game of rugby from both teams, well done to both coaching groups, and not to forget Brenda Collins, who's done a great job in getting Norths back up from probably the most successful women's club in Wellington, and being able to bring them back into where they are today.
Fantastic work. It's good to see Norths back in the top echelons of women's rugby in Wellington. But we're coming back for a penalty. And it's the other way round. Hands in the scrum. Don't see that call every day. Well, there's still an opportunity here for Harmony Koltai to get a 30th try of the season. Someone said the MVP is the ref in the crowd. Tony go for the tap. Oh, it's messy for Mackie. And it's tidied up by a support player. Norths have turned it over. Can they salvage some pride late in this piece? They're going to run it out. Sutherland trying to get over the top. This time, not so lucky. They fire it back to Landon Lane. She bangs it downtown. Sua Smith chips it onto the cuff. Runs it forward. Here's Harmony Koltai. Gives it out to Harmony Koltai. It's this try number 30 it is for the season. Harmony Koltai achieves 30 tries for the season and leaves it late in the game to do it. And that guarantees officially the title for Petone. Back-to-back champions for 2025.
Yeah, what a fitting way to finish the season with Harmony Koltai, who's been really prominent with the Petone Ponies this year. But yeah, all credit to Petone for the way that they've come through this game. They certainly didn't have it all their way, but you could see the class coming through with the players who've been exposed to next levels of the game.
Harmony Koltai previously played for the Hawke's Bay Tui. Also plays centre. Look forward to seeing her, hopefully in the Wellington Pride.
A great team effort from Petone, and also great credit to Norths, who turned up here today, and they certainly would have come in as underdogs, but they certainly brought up the contest.
Bully the Cow's conversion is unsuccessful. We've still got time to play. So it's not over yet. Still time to play. Who's impressed you the most today for this game?
Millie Mackey's had an outstanding game for Petone through her distribution and her defensive work as well. and just being able to give great service to her receivers. And then the forward pack from Petone, Jax Patia Pariti, the big girls up front with Angel Shrinky and Lavinia Lear, who really lead from the front and be able to take their teams through.
Oh, regathered but knocked on. Comma for sight. And Van Berkel calls full time. And Petone are the victors yet again. They were back-to-back champions in the Rebecca Loiana Trophy, which they shared with Norths a few weeks ago. But they've won the Te Paasi Memorial Trophy again. 2024 and now 2025. Their third Te Paasi title. And Pussy Fianati, your thoughts on that final?
Yeah, what a great advertisement for the community game for our women and girls rugby, and in particular two teams that have really led around the standards for women's rugby here in Wellington. You can see the amazing talent that's available with the experienced girls and the younger ones that are coming through, some of them who are still at school. So everything looks really bright for Wellington rugby moving forward.
Many thanks to Fusi Fianati, the head coach of the Wellington Pride and the Hurricanes Power, joining in co-commentary today. Many thanks to our cameraman Timothy Richards, doing a sterling job behind the lens. Stay tuned, folks, as we're going to bring you the presentation on the live stream. It's been a pleasure bringing you this game today. I am Brad Hudson. Ciao for now. Hey, Tamati. We're going to film the presentations. They've got a mic, so we've got it linked in. Yep.
your way here for the presentation, please. Lots of time for photos after the presentation. If you can make your way over here, please.
I'll give my Sam. Hey, ponies.
Jax. I thought you were tired.
Ponies, get to the front with your family. Thank you.
Thank you.
So how long's it? 10 minutes. Did you say 2? Well, you lasted. Well done.
I'm speaking into...
See, one was from Ellie and their 10 comes.
Exactly.
Dawn's over there. Dawn!
And then Joe. You stand like this because they wouldn't want my back.
Are you doing the
I'll introduce her up. All right, everyone, we'll make a start. First of all, congratulations to both teams on the final. That was an amazing match, and also just want to make a shout out. I think they're still here. Our ball girls from Ori's up the top there. If you can give them a round of applause, please. For our presentation, I want to introduce some people. So to my right is Rebecca Leowana. She's the president for Wellington Rugby, and I'd also like to invite up Dawn Patulasio and Joe from the Paasi family. Yeah. We'll start with our match officials as well. So can I call up referee Ben Van Berkel and assistant referees Greg Shaw and Monique McCarthy? Oh yeah. I'll help you when I'm finished yapping. So firstly, it's now time to announce the winner of the Dawn Patulasio medal winner for 2025. And this medal goes to the most valuable player in the final. Today, Dawn's here to present the medal to the most valuable player, and the judge for today is Rebecca Leowana, our president. So the winner of this year's medal from Petone is Kira Smith. Smile, 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 smile. Over there, that way, that way. Kira, do you want to say a few words? Okay, fair enough. Could I please now invite the captain of the runners-up to speak? Dora? Can you try talking to both microphones?
Oh, both of them?
Yes.
Yeah, mo lava na silewe inga ma le whawhitai le atua. Awa lea mai nei asumatinga o whie. First of all, just want to give a huge honour and glory to the man above for this beautiful day that he's given us to play a good game of footy, eh? First of all, to our Petone girls, man, what a shift out there, eh? Thank you for giving us a really good game, really good display of women's rugby as well. And it's awesome to see heaps of young ones coming through. So big round of applause to that, please. Also to our girls, man, way to stay in the fight, eh? We had a goal to reach finals and we made it. We just fell short, but hey, we go again next year, eh? So proud of each and every one of yous. Yeah, awesome work. Thank you.
Could I please invite the Petone captains up, Lavinia and Kira? Come on, Leah. I'll come to you. You're talking to both microphones, that's last. Talking to both at the same time. Yeah.
Hi everyone. First and foremost, I'd like to give all glory to God for guiding us here all safely, even though the bus dropped us off at the bottom and we had to have warm up early. I reckon that's why I got injury. But anyways, yeah, all glory to God for guiding us here all safely and not any too serious injuries coming off the field. To our North sisters, what a season you have had. You guys, you can't fault effort. And I think I said this the last time when we played yous. You guys deserve to be here today. You guys put your best foot forward and you guys gave us a good run. The score doesn't reflect how hard you guys worked. I'm sure I was like on my back a few times trying to tackle Dora. But yeah, thank you Norse for giving us a good run. To my Petone girls, our Petone girls. Oh, what the hell? Yeah, I'm so proud of this team, eh? Yeah, that's all. I'm just so proud of this team. Drink responsibly tonight. And yeah, that's all I want to say before I get sad. Oh yeah, Kara doesn't want to say anything too. She's already sad. Yeah. Oh, wait. And thank you, refs. Thank you, guys. Thank you. And Emma.
Thank you. All right, so like I mentioned before, we've got Joe here from the Paasi family. So let's put a round of applause together for your 2025 champions, Petone. I'll just get the captains to say each person name by name and we'll get them up here. Oh. Yeah, just over there.
Whoa, calm down. Jackie Pachetti. Happy retirement. Thank you. Harmony Kota. Angelica Schwenke. Litia Pulivakau. Melly Mackey. One of you won a basin. Yay. Of stop fighting. Emma. Madison. Chile. Faith. Emerald. Sing. Nia. The real Nia. Jazara. Mary Lee.
Sorry. Sorry, talking to Joe.
Guys, because I don't even know some of the names. Mila. Ella.
You've only got 28 medals. How many more? You take 2 for these 2.
Bailey. Lady.
There she is.
Oscar.
Only 2 for you here. You can order more medals online. There's one more.
Oh yeah, there's 2 more. 2 people from our team have a fight. Remember wins? Fred and Shannon.
You can order more. Yeah, you can order more.
Rebecca said we can order more online or something.
Yes, come here, you 2.
And our skipper, Kira.
And Lavinia. And can we get Ellie up here too, please? Ellie. And Eugene. Alex as well. And Nigel. All right, let's give it up for your back-to-back Paasi Memorial Champions, Petone. Right. I'm going to get going. Thank you. Good to see you.
Drains, leaky pipes, don't let plumbing problems sideline your day. Call the team, Mike Pinfold Plumbing and Drainlaying Limited. Mike has been our sponsor since the very beginning. From quick fixes to full renovations, he's got the tools, the team, and the know-how to get the job done right. First time, every time. Local, reliable, and always on time. That's how Mike plays the game. Find Mike Pinfold at Pinfold Plumbing at extra.co.nz 027 430 4351. Mike Pinfold Plumbing and Drainlaying Limited. Also Google Mike Pinfold Plumbing and let the pros handle the flow.
Hi, Gavin Murphy here
And Cassie Murphy.
from G and Higton Funeral Directors.
Don't leave it up to someone else to tell your story. Do it now when you can enjoy being part of the conversation.
With a prepaid funeral, you can have music, readings and venue all chosen by you.
For your free funeral planning pack with everything you need to get started, go to our website at gnhigton.co.nz/pre-planning.
The Hurry Hui. Hurry Sports captivating sports show. The Hurry Hui covers Wellington Club Rugby as well as other sporting topics of debate. Tune in on YouTube during the rugby playing months as host Brad Hudson interviews rugby players and other sporting personalities across the Wellington region and the rest of New Zealand. Catch the Hurry Hui streaming on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, YouTube, and wherever good yarns are heard. The Hurry Hui live on Hurry Sports. Here at Hurry Sports, we love a good game plan. And when it comes to travel, our go-to is Louise Reddy from New Zealand Travel Brokers. Whether it's a sports tour, a family break, or that bucket list trip, she'll get you there stress-free with all the best deals around. She's local, she's experienced, and she backs the game like we do, and she's a great supporter of Hurry Sports. Look up Louise Reddy at louisereddy.nztravelbrokers.co.nz or email louise@louise.reddy@newzealandtravelbrokers.co.nz. Travel smart and travel like a pro. As here on Hurry Sports, we're always wanting to keep our content free on YouTube. So the idea of sponsors, we can promote you on live stream, our social media pages and our website. It's good to support the local community and helps keep Hurry Sport free for all to watch. So if you're interested to helping Hurry Sports, go to hurrysports.co.nz or to our email address, hurrysportsnz@gmail.com. Ciao for now.